Hey everyone, me Kevin here. In the real estate world, we like to say that no news is good news. Well, today is a really slow news day, but I'm going to catch you up on exactly what's been going on over the last week, so that way you know where we stand today. I'm going to introduce additional new information from this morning, but most of this is going to be a recap, so I just want to be transparent up front, and that's why I call it the state of stimulus. So let's do a recap together here. We're going to go ahead and pull up our flow chart so we can see exactly where we stand and what the new information is. Here we go. So this is what we've got that's new. Basically, Donald Trump tweeted, "Hurry up and nominate Barrett and get stimulus done." This is a paraphrase of what he said, but it's basically what he meant. Then we've got Trump talking directly to GOP senators. This is what our expectation was. We need Donald Trump to convince Senate Republicans to go with a stimulus package, and we're good. That's after the White House and Pelosi strike a deal. Kayleigh McEnany clarified this morning, because there are a lot of people, and I see this in the comments regularly, and it's totally fair because Mitch McConnell's out there going, "What? I don't know if I have support for this." Totally get it. Kayleigh McEnany this morning came out and she did clarify Republicans will ultimately come along with what the president wants. President noted yesterday. Okay. And Donald Trump has been talking with a lot of GOP senators for this purpose exactly. Meadows this morning was supposed to give us insight on stimulus talks, came out of his office to give us stimulus updates, and he stood 10 feet away from reporters, took off his mask, and the reporters freaked out. He puts his mask back on and walks away without answering a single question. Nancy Pelosi says we're at an impasse, although we know she's just doing if there's one thing, because I'll tell you, based on reading the comments, I'd say like 95% of y'all hate Nancy Pelosi. Just from reading the comments, okay? But I will say, if there's anything we could take away from this, from just a negotiation point of view, not like a pain point of view, because we want stimulus here, right? But from a negotiation point of view, she don't budge. She's tough. Okay, it's interesting. We'll see how this ends up turning out. On the stock market strongly believes it's coming. It's just like every day the market is just green. It's honestly euphoric, and it makes me just wonder, like, okay, when's the next red session coming? Larry Kudlow said this weekend we'll go bigger than $2.2 trillion. We know the current difference in cost is about $300 billion, maybe like $325. This is generally called the $1.8 trillion counteroffer from Republicans, though White House advisors say when you do the math, it's closer to 1.9, whatever. That doesn't seem to be the big problem. The problem is the difference here. $400 billion of it is coming from the CARES Act. It still looks like this $1,000 for children is part of the GOP plan, the Republican plan here. So that is obviously up from the $500 to children that Democrats had been offering, which is interesting. State and local, we know Republicans are at $300 billion. Democrats want $417. It's greater than their first offer. We've got unemployment here. A little bit of a new update here. We now know, last week when we looked at this, we knew that Republicans were saying, okay, we'll do $400 a week, and we'll give you more time. We now know that more time is through January 31st and retroactive. I believe it's going to be retroactive through September 13th, a little bit less at the start than what Democrats were hoping for, which was September 6th. Testing, tracing, vaccine. Basically, they've agreed on $75 billion. But now Nancy Pelosi's kind of pissed because she realizes that the Republicans are actually only giving an additional $45 billion, and $30 billion of it is coming from like repurposed money. And I think Nancy wanted $75 billion of new money. Oh, honestly, it's exhausting. Democrats also want a strict national plan for COVID. And Republicans are saying, no, let the state governments make their own plans. And we all know that if there's anything we've learned during this pandemic, it's that every freaking state has a different idea of what a plan is. Credits. We know that there's a lot of drama about credits. Democrats want more child tax credits and earned income tax credits. Republicans think there's too much fraud. Too much fraud in these tax credits. So instead, they just say, let's just give bigger stimulus checks for children. But still, it's a big difference because $500 for a dependent as extra money, right? Because they're thinking about $1,000 is a drop in the bucket compared to some of these additional amounts that we could potentially see from these Democratic credits. Childcare. Still a gulf over here on childcare. And then the only thing that we really saw this weekend was Republicans coming out and again pushing for a standalone PPP bill. which we know that's essentially dead on the water, or dead in the water here. And then we know that we need 60 votes in the Senate to pass this bill. We've already got basically 10 to 12 Republican yeses. We only need 13. So, like Kayleigh McEnany says, there's no issue in the Republican Party in terms of getting this passed. The issue is solely between Nancy Pelosi and Donald Trump at this point. Honestly, I wish I had more of an update here, but this is it. Anything else, I think, is just clickbait at this point. So that's why I like to, if you see this title, State of Stimulus, it's a recap. Hopefully you appreciate it. Hopefully it helps you out. Get your 2 free stocks. They're ending that promotion, they say, on the 15th. Though they end up ending it for a week and then it comes back. But you get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,600. And who knows, maybe it won't come back. But anyway, get that, get your life insurance. And folks, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you hopefully when we have some more freaking updates. Thanks, bye.